Hi again everyone, how's all doing? I recently got an email from a chap called Jason who asked me if I would like to have a rake of 9 EWS hopper wagons. He said he was moving house and may not have a model railway in future, and he thought he'd rather these were used by someone than just stored in a box somewhere. So I said, yes please, thank you very much, because I like a rake of any sort of identical wagons rather than a mixture of odd wagons, and I really wanted something like a rake of hoppers, especially for the new layout. So yeah, thank you very much to Jason. So these arrived a few days later, and here they are, all 9 hopper wagons. But in the package there was a wee surprise. This Bachmann EWS hopper wagon, slightly different shade, but still makes this up to a rake of 10, not 9. And there was another wee surprise as well. This Bachmann Class 66 in matching EWS livery. So that was a real surprise when I opened up the package, was to find this along with the wagons. So thank you so much to Jason for donating all this to me. I've said before that getting donations like this really makes me feel a bit guilty. This is all worth a fair whack, so it's hugely generous of Jason to do this. But I really do appreciate it. This is a very welcome addition to the fleet, especially with the new layout. This is going to look really good going round it. So we'll take this out for a spin. Okay, so this Class 66 seems to run absolutely fine. It's really smooth and solid. But I've only ever looked at one Bachmann diesel before, and that was an 08 shunter. So it'll be interesting to get a look inside this. So we'll back it into the shed and get it to the bench and see what's under the hood. Righto, let's get a wee look at this. I do like my diesels, and this is a really nice locomotive and a really nice livery. So again, thanks very much to Jason for sending this little Brucey bonus. Something to point out is underneath that black grille there's a great big hole being cut in the body. I think Jason said that was to improve the sound. I think this must have been the DCC sound fitted at some point. And the body was cut away to improve that sound apparently, which is a bit of a shame, but it's not too noticeable because of this black grille. But yeah, you can see the wires and stuff, so I think I might, I think what I'll do is just put some thin card across and paint it black, just so it's not quite so noticeable. Other than that, this seems to be in perfect condition, and it's a fair weight. Let's just see what this thing actually weighs. It comes in at 554 grams. So I think there's a fair bit of ironmongery going on inside it. Now this did come boxed and has its information sheet. Underneath there is a switch for daytime and nighttime lighting. Not quite sure what the difference is between the two, but we'll experiment with that. And it also tells you on here, thankfully, how to get the body off. There are 4 screws, one there, one there, one there, and one there, just hidden underneath the bogies. Undo those and the body should come off. So let's see if that's the case. I can't even see the screws, to be honest. They're very deep in. That's those two. And looking down the hole in this one, there appears to be a screw missing. So is it going to come apart at that? Yes, it is. Oh, jigs. Oh, we've got a loose wire. So we've got PCB there, blanking plate. I think there's been some jiggery faffery going on in here. We've got some blue tack. This wire is not original. That's been spliced onto there. Appears to be something to do with the lighting. It kind of looks like it should be the same as that wire, and that it should be soldered onto there. So we'll fix that. Other than that, that all looks okay. So that just unplug like so. So you can see the hole cut in the body there. Just see, does that grill just pop off? Yes, it does. Can't think of any way to repair that and make it look like it used to be. I think you'd really need to get a replacement body shell, which I'm not going to do, you know, because this is the one that Jason gave to me. So we'll patch it up, and once the grill's on, it'll be fine. Right, so I've got a wee bit of soldering to do there. I'll replace that wire. But what I'd really like to do is get a look at the gears and make sure everything's nicely lubricated. So we've got big screws there and there. So we've got essentially mounted motor with drive shafts. This diagram does not explain really how it all comes apart. We'll try undoing these screws and see what happens. So the bogie then comes out. And there is one of the drive shafts. Got a couple of screws on the top of this, and I think once they're undone, I'll be able to get into the gears. I mean, this runs absolutely fine. It runs really nicely actually, very steady and smooth, but I just want to see how it ticks and how I'll have to service it. Right, this thing appears to clip on. It's a bit Hellion-esque. There we go. A few fibres in there, but nothing untoward really. Yeah, the grease hasn't dried up. We'll put some silicone grease in just to keep it sweet. A wee bit of oil in the bearings there. Get some of that gunk out of here because it's all gone a bit sticky and okay. So that should just clip back on like so. It's very similar to a Hellion, but much easier, better designed. Pickups all look fine, so yeah, we'll get some silicone grease on the joints of this drive shaft. It's very important to keep them well lubricated, and one end was very dry. Right, so this is where it could get a bit fiddly. That's got to go right down in there. And that wants to go to there. What I think I'll do is screw this back on at this end. Keep that in place. So same thing here. That drive shaft is going to come out. And you can see there's not much lubrication on there at all. So I'm quite glad I've taken this apart to get some in there. I'm just trying to think how this would come off so I could get the access to the motor. I dare say, I wonder if this circuit board comes off. Yeah, let's just see if I loosen this. I'm not going to take it right off or disconnect anything, but I'm just hoping if I loosen it, I'll be able to see the motor and I can see the drive shafts going in. Yeah, that's better. Now I can see whether the drive shafts are actually engaged or not. See the motor in there, the two flywheels that the drive shafts fit into. But we'll open this up, same as we did with the other one. Don't pull on the wires. And as with the other one, there's some what looks like pet hairs and quite a lot of fibres in here. Here's the manky brush. That's a lovely silicone grease. Give that a clean out. Big dollop of grease on the end of the drive shaft. I can actually see what I'm doing this time. Get that up into there. That's then in position. I really am struggling to see what I'm doing here. Right, I think that's in. Okay, right. Before I do anything else, I just want to check that those gears are in position okay. Because if they're not, it'll make a funny noise, a grinding sound. Yeah. Right, I'm going to have to use these because I simply can't see. It's all black plastic on black plastic. Right, let's take this out again. So it's in position. There, do it like that. See, that's easy. Goodness me. Honestly. It's always the same with these things, you know, they're really fiddly, but there's always just a wee knack to it. Right. There we go. So I'll get this screwed back on before anything works loose. And now we need to do something about this. Dear oh dear oh dear. Right, I'm going to snip that off. So I don't think we need that. Let's see if we can get this tape off. There's a broken wire, that's why that's there like that. Righty-ho. Oh, jings. Not much wire to play with. Need to be careful here. Need to very carefully strip the insulation away from this wire. And I can't expose very much of it. And there. Now, this is going to be a very dodgy join. Wind that round like that, and then we'll get some solder on it. Okay. Just goes over there. Right. Now I need to solder this onto there, which will be easier said than done. There we go. So that red wire looks as if it's just about to come off. But we'll leave it there now. Right, okay, I think we're kind of done. let's see if we can patch up that hole in the body. Let's just see what happens. What can we do with this? Take that off then out. So I really just want a piece of card in there, or a piece of paper, or a piece of plastic or something. Oh, I'll tell you what might work. A sheet of grey sandpaper. Anything that means I don't have to get paintbrushes out is a good idea as far as I'm concerned. Right, so we'll cut it there, and we'll want to cut it about there. So that'll go in there. And then should just clip in. So at least we're not seeing the gaping hole and the wires showing through, so yeah, that looks fine to me. Right, okay, we'll get this back together. So we'll plug that in. I didn't really look at the lights when I was running this. And we'll plug, and there's the red wire come off. I knew it was just about to come off. Oh, right, okay. Just when I thought it was finished. Yeah. Plug that in, black to black, red to red. Right, okay. There we go. So there we are, that's this class 66, been given a bit of a check over, sorted the wiring out a bit, lubricated the gears, the drive shafts, and that should be it, good to go. Let's go and pull it out of the shed and give it a good run. Okay then, let's bring it out. So there we are, the latest addition to the fleet. I'm sure you'll see this trundling around the layout a few times in the future. Thanks very much to Jason for all the Hornby hoppers, the Bachmann one, and also the Bachmann Class 66, of course. A very generous donation. The 66 runs really smoothly and quietly, but I'm glad I opened it up and had a poke around because the drive shafts were in real need of some lubrication. Now, after fiddling around with all those loose wires that connect the upper headlight, or the Cyclops light, I think it's called, it turns out the LEDs seem to be dead. I've since tested them, and yeah, they appear to be dud. One was actually shorting on the PCB, so I checked on the Bachmann website, and replacements are available, so I'll order them up. Maybe do a wee follow-up video on that. That bit of sandpaper covers up the hole in the body nicely, but if I ever see a Bachmann 66 body going cheap, I may grab it to sort that hole out properly. But otherwise, this is a cracking set to have, so thanks once again to Jason. Okay folks, next video will probably be another donation actually, or maybe a repair request, or maybe another layout update. I'm not sure yet. I'll catch you later folks.